Copiapo to La Serena, stage 9, shortened from 338 kilometers down to 170. Carlos Sainz had a bit of a fright this morning, starting the day leading by 14 minutes and 35 seconds. In the first few checkpoints, he had already lost to his teammate and the man behind him, battling also for Dakar victory. Nasser Al-Attiyah had already lost 6 minutes and 30 seconds. At the next checkpoint, he'd only just managed to gain back another 16 seconds. He was still 6¼ minutes back. There was a bit of worry going on inside that Volkswagen, and as Nasser Al-Attiyah had caught Carlos Sainz out there on the stage, Sainz eventually had a puncture towards the end. And even though he was driving fast, he also made a navigational error, so he saw some dust in the distance and did catch up with Al-Attiyah. Al-Attiyah, though, was eventually victorious on today's stage, victorious by just 1 second under 6 minutes. That's the biggest margin of victory so far in the Dakar Rally this year on 4 wheels. And ironically, on this, the shortest stage. Al-Attiyah has now really closed in on Carlos Sainz in the overall standings. Now, Peterhansel was second on the stage early on to the flying Al-Attiyah, who was uncatchable. But later on, Peterhansel stopped on the stage and lost time, precious time indeed. He didn't lose a place in the overall standings, but the man who was, well, leading this rally partway through the first week with a hand on his 10th Dakar victory ran into problems. He got caught on some camel grass. Now the big loser today is Christoph Holovic. The Nissan had rear differential problems. It had no chance at all of getting out of the stage under its own steam. And Holovic is out of the rally and out of 6th position in the overall standings. That has meant that everybody like Carlos Souza, Spinelli, and this man here, Orlando Terranova, go up 1 slot. Terranova now in 11th, as he is going to make a return over the Andes to his beloved Argentina. Here's Souza, now up into 6th in the overall standings. Robby Gordon lost a little bit of time. He continues on the bubble of the top 10. His monster Hummer 3 as spectacular as always. Al-Attiyah victorious and pulling out nearly 6 minutes on Carlos Sainz. My goodness me, if he does that every day, we've got a race to Buenos Aires. Overall, Sainz now leads by just 8½ minutes from Al-Attiyah. Miller, Peterhansel and Shishirit stay in the same positions.
Oh, it's very tough. It's not easy stage, and a lot of sand, a lot of danger place, and I am really very happy finish this stage without any problem, because I was a start car number 5 and I pass everybody, but really today never I push my life like this.
Complicated stage. We had a puncture early on, and after we then passed Stéphane Peterhansel, who was stuck, we then got lost ourselves, and Nasser went ahead. I saw his dust, and I followed him. We had to finish behind him.